All right, let's get the week started. Great to have everybody with us. It's just such a special way to start the show. Look, 3 o'clock, we're going to get into, I think it's going to be a war, unfortunately. But look, I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to let everybody, if you're on one side of it, you're going to be welcome to the argument. If you're on the other, we're going to let you crawl out of your hole, and you can talk about it too. We're going to get to it at 3.
Oh, you're good, man. You got the festive polo on.
I do. I'm in a festive mood because, David wakes up saying he feels blessed every day. There's a different emotion for me today, and I thought it would be a great way to start.
You know what? Let me see if I can capsulize how your emotion is. I picture, I think it was right after 9/11, and it was Sammy Sosa with the flag running around the entire diamond.
That's me.
That's you, right?
Full sprint today. Full sprint today. Because everyone's going to get involved on this because I think everyone has been in my situation. You say something. You say something and you catch hell for it. Possibly years on end. And in the end, you get proven right. And there's no fanfare. Nobody cares. But on a personal level, it just feels nice. That's all. So I want to share something with you to start the show because I know if you do this long enough, or at least most people, if you do this long enough, you actually say something and you actually have an opinion and it actually will anger people.
Move along.
Okay. And those people are never around if you're right. They just remind you if you're wrong.
Funny how that works out. That you don't get the backlash. You don't get the, you know what? Maybe I should have trusted you. And
when did you meet Will Smith?
Right.
So I want to offer you. This is true friendship. Jim Costa sent us something today. And it was a 2023 MLB redraft. I go, well, what do we have here? In the words of Wojo. The Detroit Tigers didn't select Max Clark, according to ESPN. And we all know Max Clark may end up being a very special player, may end up as in future.
He had a home run over the weekend.
Was it against Jackson Lumen Christie? The point is, with their draft pick in the ESPN, not the Mikey redraft, the ESPN redraft, the Total Sports Network. The Tigers selected a ball player you may have heard of. Wyatt Langford. The redraft. He could be here.
And there's Mikey running around the diamond with the flag. Full sprint.
120 OPS plus, 13 bombs, 13 steals. Okay, listen. Here's
Helping
the point.
you right now.
Right now. Again, Max Clark might be a superstar. Down the line. Down the line doesn't help me win right now. Here's my point. This is the whole kit and caboodle here. We are not going to focus on the fact I feel vindicated. No. That's a backdrop to this.
I'll give you 20 more seconds.
No.
Right ahead.
I mean, it's just nice. That's all.
It feels good, doesn't it?
It doesn't feel terrible.
And then you wait for people to tell you how, you know what, maybe you were right.
Hold on. Yeah, let's get to those calls. They're coming up half past never. The point is, every fan has been in my position. You say something, you stand by it, you get crucified for 2 years. And eventually the media catches on and they go, maybe he wasn't such a bleep hole. Or he's still a bleep hole, but in this instance, he actually might have been onto something. I digress. But you, Kenny, David, and most importantly, you, the listener, what is your Wyatt Langford situation? You levy an opinion, you melt down over it, you catch hell in and out of the office, you possibly alienate people, friends, only for 2 years later, for people to start seeing it your way. So it's not about the fact that I'm right. It's not. I just,
A little bit.
Well, because again, ultimately.
It's okay. Take your flowers.
I'll take it. I mean, listen. In this lineup, I think he'd really be helping us right now, and I leave it there.
I mean, you only have to worry about adding pitching.
which I kind of want to get to later. I'm not going to say we have a Flaherty problem. It's a couple bad starts, but on the year, he's rocking an ERA near 5. Pitching in sum total, though, it isn't. And by the way, we killed Chris Sale. We killed Chris Sale. Mm-hmm. What is it? We made it. We made it. We had this great idea last week. Cutscene. Guy breaks his ribs. He's dead.
Thank you. Bye.
Unbelievable.
Appreciate that.
But what is your version of this? The sports opinion you had that you took hell for, and it took years for you to end up being right. What is that?
I think for one, Mike, we've talked about it on this show before. It was before I got doing this show with you, but years ago. It was the genesis of how I made the bet with Jeff Rieger. I said at the time, Rich Rodriguez would not work out at Michigan.
Oh, the Wayback Machine here.
Wouldn't work. Like, guys, you will never accept him. He's an outsider. He talks funny. It's not going to happen. Oh, Michigan's going to be good. And Jeff was so adamant about it. He bet me $1,500. He was like, put your money where your mouth is. Okay. We wrote the contract out. I'm like, this won't happen. And I remember saying, like, you probably won't even win 4 games this year. They won 3 that year. I remember the late, great Drew Sharp told me, see, you're being a fan right now. You need to learn how to be objective. I'm like, Drew, I'm looking at this objectively. No. Michigan can fall out of bed and win 8 games. They won 3 games that year. He came back and actually admitted, you know what? You saw this before anybody else
Here's
did.
the question, though. I'd like to call this into question momentarily. I want David to be the arbitration here. How much hell did you really catch? Because it felt like half the fan base hated him from Jump Street.
Ooh, no. Because he was coming in. No.
All in for Michigan?
No. All in for Michigan came at the end. When he first walked through the door,
okay,
he was bringing in speed and space.
I know.
He was bringing in.
A lot of people on the negative side of that, though, they were like,
no,
they didn't really like him.
David, when he first came in, it was going to be, oh, my God, when he gets his quarterback and look at all the stuff he did in West Virginia, and this is going to happen, and he's going to recruit all these different people. And it was, we want speed and nothing but speed. Oh, no, I took some heat over that.
How long? How long until that fan base turned on him?
When they had the rally with the towels, all in for Rich Rod.
Okay.
When he got up and sang, "You Raised Me Up."
Well, that was the end.
Right, that was it. But no, when they had the rally.
When was I got to think
They had the rally like off campus, and they had a towel all in for Rich Rod. I've been trying to find that towel for years.
David, what is your version of the Wyatt Langford ESPN redraft for me?
I can't really think of one other than one I've done behind the glass, and Kenny laughs at me to this day. It's since the Kansas City
Tank Dell will only be out 10 days.
Well, that's a bad one. That's a really bad one.
Guy's legs still isn't attached.
But the Kansas City Chiefs lost in the AFC Championship game to the Cincinnati Bengals. And I proceeded to talk to this man that next week, and I was like, they're getting old. I think they're not making the Super Bowl ever again. Well, they made 3 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, but what is the one where you ended up being right? That's your worst opinion ever outside of the Tank Dell medical diagnosis.
I'm pretty wrong about everything, though. So
you're not playing the game right, exactly. Literally. I'm saying.
Oh, you're right, Kenny. It's Michigan last year. When I said they were going to win 6 games.
You did.
Yes. And everyone went against me. You're wrong. You're
now
wrong.
You're
wrong.
Playing the game
you
right.
were not a Michigan fan. And I was like, I'll be damned. David may have actually pulled this thing off. So, yes, David, but this is what happens. When you go against Michigan and you say they're going to have a subpar year, fans come out because it can never be that bad. Bad is 8 wins, 8-9 wins. David was like 6-6, and they were kind of leaning that way if Ryan Day wasn't a complete idiot. Again.
Or USC.
Oh, yeah, 4th and 93.
Just throwing it out there. 248-539-9797. David, do we have early ticket texts on the redraft Wyatt Langford thing in your world?
I am not the only one, but I was adamant that Quinn Hughes should have been the pick. Not that bum Zadina. That is Tom in Flat Rock. Someone else says, I've been telling people for years that Kevin Durant is overrated and you can't win with him as your number one. And lo and behold, he's traded again.
Yeah, but Phoenix is a disaster. They needed to get assets. They gave up almost 10 first-round picks in sum total to put this team together. He wasn't the problem in Phoenix. Look, I don't know if it'll
good
work.
news is they got a bunch of shooting guards. They got a team full.
Okay.
I told my friends that Matt Patricia was not a good fit after 3 games. They told me I was crazy and give him time. Turns out I was right.
I told you in training camp.
Really?
Sure did.
We were on the air, and I'm just like, I'm telling you right now, this guy's mistreating veterans. This is a bad scene. I'm worried this is going off a cliff. And that was in training camp.
This was pre-Mumu.
Oh, yeah, I got killed. And then quickly you recognized, wait, uh-oh. Yes, Kenneth.
I had just about the same one. As I said when he got hired in, and people crucified me for saying it, but I said, I'm not so confident just because he's a rocket scientist and he was under the Belichick tree that you can't guarantee me that actually wins you anything. That's all I said, by the way. It wasn't like I was calling him a bad coach, a bad guy, a bad anything. I got killed for that. And I was right about it.
You ended up being right?
Yeah.
That's your Wyatt Langford, isn't it?
Yes.
How do you feel about the Wyatt Langford redraft? You've been on this journey with me from the start.
I'm just happy you finally get your sweet, sweet vindication.
Listen, and again, that's a terrible lineup in Texas. Imagine him here.
No, I mean, the vindication is always good. I feel that way every time I go and buy a croissant and a certain ex-Piston sells it to me.
What just took
What
place?
just happened?
No. Killian Hayes.
Oh, I'm like, oh my God, did Charlie V fall on hard times?
Ben Gordon selling you breakfast?
Yeah.
Killian Hayes.
My God. Jonas Jerebko's Bistro. I didn't know it opened. Like, what the hell is Rico talking about?